Hello everybody, welcome to a new era of Spelunky episodes. We have finally been able to see hell for the first time. That's what happened last time around. So in case you haven't checked that out yet, in case you don't know what I'm talking about and how amazing everything was last time around, please make sure to check out that video. It's gonna be very helpful for this episode, because a lot of the stuff that we're gonna try to accomplish in this episode is going to be based around the fact that we were able to go to hell and see what it's like to go to hell and how it's like down there, because we did learn quite a few things in the limited time that we spent down in hell. And I guess the number one concern that I'm now having is health. We apparently need a shit ton of health in order to make hell happen, and basically the most reliable way of doing that, of maintaining health up until that point, is probably going to be getting the Kapala, which is what you get when you sacrifice enough stuff on an altar. So that's going to be a big one for us from now on. We absolutely are going to try our very best to get Kapalas from now on, and I very much hope that we're going to be able to do that somewhat reliably. I mean, I haven't had a Kapala in a good while. It's not necessarily the easiest thing to get, especially because my brain always repeatedly tells me, dude, just drop her off at the exit, then you have the safe health. Because otherwise, of course, if you get the Kapala, the way that you then get additional health is by killing shit. And of course, killing shit isn't really the, least dangerous thing to do. You're probably gonna also take a little bit of damage in the process, and I guess in that way it's much safer to just say, I'm gonna drop her off at the exit and then be okay with that, and then just take that little health as well. That's probably what it is in comparison to health obtained by Kapala, because you usually get more, but it's more reliable. So now I'm basically gonna have to work against myself and really try my absolute damnedest to get the Kapala, because entering hell with 2 health, that's what I think what we had last time around, you don't really get to do a lot of things down there, because if you trigger a vampire, which is absolutely what happened last time, it's not looking too good, because those guys take a lot of hits to die, and if you don't have a shotgun, which is hard to just keep up until the temple, not even temple, but I guess that's also the case, but up until hell even, if you don't manage to do that, you're gonna have a hard time fighting those fuckers. So there's definitely a lot of things we now have to worry about on top of only getting to hell, which is hard enough as it is. I almost fell down there. Oh yeah, that was freaking terrible. Wanted to whip the arrow again, but didn't quite know the range of that arrow trap, so that was very unfortunate. I am once again going to buy those spike shoes that worked out very well for us last time around, so hopefully that's gonna basically repeat itself. And as we all know, history repeats itself. And that's not only good, because while the whole hell situation, me getting to hell, could very easily repeat itself, also dying on our way to hell could very easily repeat itself, because the fact that we now have been to hell doesn't at all mean that it's now a walk in the park. It's not at all now an easy thing that I'm basically now that I now have the muscle memory of, so that I can just go there, just do it, no problem whatsoever. It's still hard as all hell, quite literally. I mean, getting to hell is hell already, so I don't know. That's probably not the best thing you could ask for. I know I'm spending a lot of money here, but I'm probably gonna get the compass just because I like to have it. I think it's very neat. It does definitely make things a lot easier, and once you then add other items to the mix, such as, let's say, a jetpack or whatever, especially when they then go to the ice caves. I know I've said this many times now, but it's still true. then it really shines. Compass is so good on the ice caves, it's almost not even funny. Because here, I mean, with the jungle and also the mines, basically where you would find an exit, there's not too many options that the game has. They're mostly very much down and either to the left and the right, and the level basically takes you there. I mean, in the ice caves it's still the same with the fact that it's either on the left or the right, but the level doesn't really completely guide you there. It is definitely designed much more open, as you probably are aware. So we are now on the last floor of the mines. We haven't really talked about this session too much now, have we? Other than the fact that I purchased a few things, but we are still in desperate need of the Ujed Eye, and so far I haven't seen it. I mean, it can absolutely still be on this floor, which is nice. Otherwise, I would be very worried about things right now, and there's actually the chest right there, so for now we're gonna drop the damsel and worry about a few other things before we deal with her. And since the chest is over on the left, I'm gonna very quickly, yeah, alright, so very quickly check this out, because now we know the thing is over on the right. So we probably want to get the key first, just because you basically need that first. I guess not necessarily, but it's nice to have it before you then deal with the chest. So I'm gonna blow this up real quick, because I actually want the sticky white stuff for this upcoming section. I hate the fact that it's located in what is probably the worst situation I've ever seen it in, because falling down is... Oh my god, I can't believe I handled that so well. That was basically the textbook definition of how Spelunky. How to Spelunky or whatever. And I'm happy with how that went. But yeah, the reason why I wanted to get that stuff is it makes placing bombs much more easy. So we can now just do it like that. I mean, I guess we also could have done that without the sticky white stuff, but for a lot of situations it's only going to be beneficial for us. So now there's still a bunch we need to do, and I'm quite terrified that that is actually the case, because once again we're going to have to be dealing with the ghost pretty soon, I would imagine, and the fucking key won't fall down as it usually does. I mean, yeah, alright, there we go. It's really tricky to get it down a hole like that, because it oftentimes just decides to, well, not to follow through. It's not really your best friend, I should say. I don't know how that damsel got damaged in the process there. That was rather strange. Will I hop? Whoa, I did not even think that that thing was still loaded, because there was an arrow down there, but I guess the damsel is dead now. I will still take her with me. I mean, she's basically a free projectile right here, and a very durable one at that, so it's probably only a good idea to bring her along. Ghost is now following us, which of course sucks quite a bit. And I'm now trying very hard to get to the exit. It's very sad that we won't be able to do anything with the damsel, but at least we have the Ujed Eye, and we have a decent amount of gold, so it's very likely that we are going to be able to get the Ankh on the black market. So that is very good. We didn't really have to worry about gold at all. I mean, some extra gold definitely would be nice, but it's not like I'm complaining here. It's really looking rather good. I want to get the stone so I can kill that piranha, by the way. That sucked, kind of, and I guess you can still whip it. That worked out pretty well. I was actually expecting to take damage there, which would not have been the best. So in hindsight, I probably would have reconsidered in that situation, but since it worked out so well, I'm very happy right now. Now, we don't want to fall onto that plant. It is good. Have not seen any blinkety blinking yet, which is very nice. So it's probably not going to be on this floor. There's usually a big enough radius around the black market that you usually, if you cover all the sides and all the heights, you probably are not gonna miss it. So I did say I would very much like to invest time into Kapala, and this would be a perfect chance to do that. Other than that, I mean, I guess what I'm trying to say is, apart from the fact that we're not really seeing a damsel. At least I'm not. You might be, but I'm really not. Oh god. Hello, frog. I'm not really seeing her too much right now. There's monkeys abound. What are they gonna do? He's just gonna chain fuck me. Also now got killed, quite funnily. I rather enjoyed that. We're gonna kill this guy. With his boomerang. Yeah, hopefully he's not gonna get stuck on the spikes down there, because I would have to deal with a lot of blood getting him off of there. And now we're gonna sacrifice him. He's not as useful as sacrificing a damsel is, so it's not gonna give us anything yet, but at least it's closer to Kapala. And I think I'm now also gonna leave, because I don't want to spend more ropes, which is most likely what I would have to do in order to get to the damsel of this floor. So let's just move on. It's nothing we need just yet. We're still doing fine, even without the Kapala. So let's, for now, stay very calm, because of course, everything is looking fine, other than the fact that we are now on a black floor. Or, not even black floor. I'm not trying to be unnecessarily racist here, but a dark floor. That's basically what I'm trying to get at here. It doesn't change too much now, does it? But that guy seems to be like trying to get away from me. I would really like to get him, but I think tossing a rope up there is actually gonna kill him, because it does inflict damage. It does inflict damage. I think the do was very unnecessary in that sentence, and I do want to apologize for that. But I mean, fuck, the game is really giving me a hard time here. I can't really focus on anything but surviving right now, which hopefully is not gonna be like me jinxing myself yet again like an expert. So the plant is obviously a big problem, and I kind of wanted to just do something like that to get it out of the way, at least a little bit. And then we did, sir. Oh my goodness, Jesus Christ. Alright, that is good. Now he's gonna get back up, and we're gonna like throw him down like that. Once again, no sign of the Ujed Eye. It's absolutely possible that it's just not here, and I kind of do think that that is gonna be the case for this floor. But regardless of that, I probably want to go over here just to see whether we can find maybe a conveniently placed damsel, which I haven't heard yet. You can also oftentimes hear where she is, but I just haven't. I mean, it's also very difficult to hear her if you're commentating over the over top the entire video, so maybe that's preventing me to some extent from getting more health, because we really could use more health. I mean, I'm not really comfortable with 3. I'm gonna just leave. I dislike the black floors very much, dark floors, whatever you want to say. And I just am now basically hoping that the black market isn't on there, because that would be really bad for things. I mean, it's quite obvious at this point that we are in desperate need of that Ankh in order to get to hell. It's basically an essential. It's as essential as it gets. And yeah, let's just hope it's gonna be, yeah, it's gonna be on one of these floors, and it absolutely is, which is awesome. Now we're gonna sacrifice this guy. Once again, not gonna grant us anything just yet, but it's nice to have some additional favor with Kali. Now, I don't really know where the thing is supposed to be. It almost seems like it's up there somewhere. So in fact, I'm gonna now spend a little bit more time with that. Gonna chuck a rope up here and go over there. While I did spend a little bit of time, I do want to make sure that I'm not missing anything here. Alright. Didn't think so, but it's better to be sure than to just miss out on the black market. I can actually see it right now. Now that I'm standing here, now that I'm not focusing on the upstairs bit anymore, it's right where that skull is, right below me. So, we'll get there eventually. I do want to sacrifice this guy again. Still working on the Kapala. Still have not received anything from Kali. And in case you don't know, there's 2 tiers to to receiving something from Kali. The first is just a standard item, and then the second one is going to be a Kapala. So we are now right in front of the entrance to the black market, and that's really good because we have a lot of health. That's not even what I'm trying to say here. We have a lot of gold, so we can possibly buy quite a few good things on the black market. Just in terms of health, which is basically the complete opposite of what I said. In terms of health, it's not looking too great. We could definitely use some more, and I am gonna spend some extra time here. Maybe. This basically now changed my mind. Looking down there absolutely did, because now I'm absolutely not digging this floor anymore. I kind of want to get out, despite the fact that we need more health. Let's just move on to the next floor. We have 26,000 additional, well, just gold thingies, additional dollars. I guess that's the most convenient way of phrasing that without sounding like a moron. So, let's buy the Ankh first. That is absolutely the priority. But, oh god, there's a guy up there. I really would like to kill him. I so would. But I hate the fact that he's on a very, like, small patch of ground. So he could very quickly turn around and just kill me, which of course wouldn't really be the best thing to happen right now, since things are looking quite okay. I'm not too confident just yet, but having additional gold on the black market is already a very neat indicator of just things working out the way they're supposed to. So let's kill the few snails that are actually around and just move on. I guess picking up the jetpack would be the absolute best thing to happen to us right now. That would be an immense game changer. But I don't see myself actually getting the gold necessary for that. And also, I don't really see myself killing all these guys like you maybe want me to right now. I mean, it's a possibility, and it would immediately pay for itself because there's more bombs around. Because bombs I would certainly use in that process of killing those guys. But I'm not feeling it. I think I'm, this time around, only gonna now basically rely on having the Ankh and just focusing on the game and not fucking things up. Like how that monkey could have fucked up my life very quickly just then. Also now having lost the boomerang is not really good either. Because those guys, I don't think it has happened to me yet in an episode, but they can easily chuck you down into the spikes. So yeah, as I was saying, jetpack would be really nice. It's not happening with the money though. So now we're just gonna move on and basically rely on our skill, which isn't the smartest thing to do, probably. The smartest thing, at least looking at a somewhat, oh god, okay, sustainable run, would have been risking everything and trying to get the jetpack by killing the shopkeepers. But I wasn't feeling it. I mean, that could have very easily ended our run there, but it also very easily could have basically sealed the deal. So yeah, we're now risking a lot of things by not picking the jetpack up, just as the jetpack would have been a risk in and of itself. Alright then. But cavey thingies, what's it called again? Ice caves are really good for one thing, and that is actually altars. There's usually a lot of neat little altars around, and you have a lot of yetis around that you can then sacrifice on said altars. So hopefully that's gonna be an option. Oh, there's the damsel. We haven't seen one of those in a good while. Alright, just gonna fall down here. I got a little scared there for a second, but at least we're still around. I didn't see any altar around, so we're just gonna drop her off at the exit right away. I guess I could have picked up the idol. There probably was a way for me to do that, but I missed out on it, and I'm not really worrying too much about it right now. So in fact, what we're gonna do instead is just move on very, very casually. Getting additional health is already very good, has me very excited. But with that being said, there's also still very much a lot of things that don't have me excited at all. And for the most part, it's just the fact that, well, for one, there's a fucking Friesenhausen over on the statue that I'd like to check out. But also just the fact that we don't have too many items right now. I mean, I was almost gonna say that the shop might change it, but unfortunately not so much, because it's a helping douchebag, worthless shop that I'm immediately gonna abandon. There's no need to spend any time in that, because that's just ridiculously bad. Alright, so that guy's dead now. There's the damsel, which I'm absolutely gonna trade a rope for. That is gonna then basically guarantee us 5 health, even if we die on the floor, which is not something that happens too often. I guess it does very often happen on the floor that I'm on right now, which is the one with the statue. But on any other floor, not so much. It's a novelty, I guess you could say. Oh god, really? There's another UFO up there? And I don't even know if I want to spend any more time on this floor. Probably gonna get this emerald right here just because it's easy to get. And then we're just gonna basically, I don't know, probably just die. The statue's definitely on this floor. Getting up top again would require a lot of ropes because we don't have any other means of transportation. I guess I could jump over like this, but then again there's nothing over here. So what we're gonna do instead is just drop down and die. And then hope we are going to get more items on the upcoming floors. That would be really nice. Like, finding another shop would be amazing, because with the 23,000 we probably would be able to buy some decent things at least. I'm basically at this point looking towards climbing gloves, for example. Another bomb box would be nice, but for the most part probably stuff that just enhances our movement, because that is definitely a big part of Spelunky, being able to get around like safely, comfortably. Stuff like that is very important. I'm absolutely gonna spend a rope on that. Didn't really work out this time around. I already have the spike shoes, but I guess I'm not too concerned about it. I'm really not. Oh, that guy's gonna kill us, by the way. Oh, that was really lucky. That was so very lucky. That guy's also now gonna die, which is amazing. But dangerous territory that I would like to get out of. That was really dangerous. We easily could have died there, especially by UFO explosion. So I'm happy that we're still around. Now, getting the damsel back to, or I guess back doesn't really work in that sentence, but to the exit would be amazing. I didn't see an altar again, really just a lack of those so far, which is not really nice, not at all, if we're being honest here. but they still very easily could occur on the temple, and I think we're very close. It's probably only one more floor of the ice caves. And we still don't have any more items. Big concern, because we're gonna have to rely on ropes at some point in the future to get to just a spot where we need to be. And that's a problem if you only have 2 ropes. I mean, either give me a fuck ton of ropes so I can just traverse everything that I would like to, or give me something like the climbing gloves, which would very, very much be more appreciated than just a little bit of a rope. Not necessarily the biggest fan of that. Well, they're good, and they are oftentimes also better for certain situations than the climbing gloves are, but still. Do we want to take this thing? No, I don't know. I'm not feeling it. I don't know if that is fall damage territory already, because if it is, yeah. It could have been a problem. Luckily, I was able to time that rather successfully so the Yeti didn't absolutely chuck us into the abyss. So, more money is always good. Where the damsel is not very good. I guess we could theoretically spend bombs on that, but I would absolutely be risking triggering the Vault Keeper, which would aggro all the shopkeepers, I believe. And also, I'd rather save those lovely bombs that I currently have. Oh god, fucking Freezy Mechhausen once again scared the shit out of me, because they insta-kill you, in case you don't know, so I want to be careful around those guys. Also want to jump on top of his head. No altar around though. I'd like an altar, really would. Gonna very quickly blow this up, just because I'd very much like to check out that area. Oh, and sorry for the burp. I was eating melon earlier, so that was a very pleasant burp, but I still want to apologize, because it was unnecessary, really. Yeah, I guess we're just gonna move on to the temple. It's once again gonna be risky as all hell, because of course we're gonna have to kill Anubis again. We do have the sticky white stuff and the bombs to make that happen though. But we also are... Oh my god, really? Really though? That is really bad, by the way, because we now have to hole up right here and just hope that they're not going to reach me, which seems like it's going to be the case. But regardless of the fact that we now basically have the scepter available to us somewhere, I don't know where the fuck it went. I guess that's the problem with blowing him up. But a dark temple is essentially the worst thing in the world because of thwomps. Thwomps are literally the worst thing on a dark level. I guess they are lit up, which is very nice, but that doesn't change the fact that they're deadly as all hell. So what we want to do right now is probably just light that patch up down there, get the scepter, and really come up with a strategy for the thwomps. I don't know what their range is, I don't know when they trigger exactly. So what I'd like to do is probably get back to where I was just at, which luckily worked out for us. Then we're just gonna drop down here and hope that the thwomp is not gonna come for us. And try... Oh my god, that worked out like a charm now, didn't it? What I was gonna do is chuck that thing over there so we can actually destroy the thwomp. And now once again there's a thwomp there. You've got to be shitting me. I'm gonna have to blow this up again. Hopefully that's gonna work out and actually destroy. Didn't destroy. I am scared of this. He killed me. Alright. That was a decent one though, up until the point where we then encountered a dark temple floor, which is... That is difficult as all hell, because you have so many things that could be like across the map and still kill you. The fucking crocodile dudes that chase you for eternity, then the hawk looking guys that we just encountered that just jump around the entire place and then also chuck you really far, which I didn't know they did. Then there's lava pits, I guess, which you can see for the most part, but I guess I couldn't change too much about what just happened. And then there's a shit ton of thwomps, which they are kind enough to light up, but are still a big pain if you don't really see where you're gonna go next, and where there could be a block that maybe avoids getting killed by one of those. Or prevents that, I guess that's a better vocab to use. I don't know. It was an interesting run, though. I think we are absolutely improving. I mean, you were already able to see that I was just able to get here more reliably and with less worrying about shit. We had a decent amount of gold, once again got to the black market, and were able to buy additional things. I guess the jetpack really would have been nice, and then also next time around, maybe the luck of not getting such a floor is very much something you'd probably also want if you want to go to hell. But still, I very much hope that you enjoyed this episode. I know it wasn't as much progress as we made last time around, but do basically expect that from now on. Getting to hell is still very difficult. I unfortunately now can't basically guarantee that I'm going to get there every single time. It's probably still going to be quite a long ordeal. It's still going to be a hard as hell time, and we're going to probably spend quite a few episodes on getting to hell, maybe again, and then beating hell this once again, as I've said so many times before, a completely different story. So yeah, as I was saying, thank you so much for watching. I hope everybody's still enjoying this series. I will be back with more, absolutely. So see you then, and sorry for the long outro. Until then.